This question is for both of you, and we'll start with Kay. What does accreditation or regaining the accreditation mean for the students of Clayton County as well as the community?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked me that question. In fact, I had an opportunity to answer that very question at a SAC state conference not long ago. Accreditation means everything to me right now. As a resident of Clayton County, my children graduated from Clayton County. Accreditation simply means that your schools are meeting the standards set up by an accreditation agency that's not just national but international, saying you're meeting the standards of education for children. I knew that those things were going on in the classroom, but we had to have that stamp of approval to say you're doing it right. For the community, it means a renewed dedication, a renewed commitment to our school system to say, yes, you're doing the right things. For the community itself, it was a matter of pride. People were saying, we know we can do this, and we're right, and we believe in ourselves, we can do this. For our students, it meant they could hold their heads up with pride and say, you know, I'm a graduate of here, and we did a good job. That was important for all of us. But to know that our schools meet the standards of SACs is an incredible thing. Not just the district as a whole, which we do, but the schools individually. Many of these have gone above and beyond, and that says volumes for our leadership in our schools, for our leadership at the district level, for our board now, that are really reaching out to do the right thing.
Paul, same question, sir.
Well, I think Kay probably covered everything very well, but I'd like to say one other thing. I believe the students reaffirm their commitment to doing their best. I think some of them perhaps, particularly our better students who were operating under high demands and with high expectations, I think they renewed their belief in the quality they were getting. I think it helped those students in the upper half of our student population, particularly high school students I'm referencing, that they had the background they needed, and it was confirmed to them again in a very significant way. I think they probably realigned their sights and where they wanted to go in college and in their careers as a result of this.
Yes, sir. Now, this question is for both of you as well, and if you don't mind, we'll start with you this time, Paul. What are your hopes and dreams for the school district and this community that you both love, spent a lot of time here? What are your hopes and dreams for this school district and this community going forward?
My hope and dream would be that we operate as a unit, all focused together, every employee, the parents, all stakeholders. The stakeholders are a very important aspect of the SAC standards, and we must have the support, and my hope would be that everyone would pitch in. And certainly people are going to complain, and they have a right to from time to time, but in the long run, what's best for the student must take priority. If it means realigning personnel, reassigning personnel, closing schools, building new schools, whatever it means, if it's best for the students, my hope and dream is that'll be the focus for our school system. And I suppose to sum it up in the words of Churchill, in very dark times, is an expression I've used and quote I believe in: never, never, never quit. And that's what we do, and that's what I hope this system will always maintain, that attitude. We will achieve it. We'll never quit, because children are too precious to ever give up on.
Amen.
Okay, same question.
My hopes and dreams for the district are vast. I can give you lots of them. But tying on to what Paul just said, I see accreditation as a continuous cycle, a continuous circle, if you will. Yes, we've regained accreditation. We're fully accredited in Clayton County, and that's wonderful. But we don't stop there. That is a continuous improvement, and my hopes and dreams would be that we would continue to improve, that we would continue to look at ourselves and say, okay, here's where we're really good at this. How can we make it better? Here's where we're not as good. How can we pull this up? It's a continuous process of improvement, and once you find out what you need to improve on, then you get better at that, and then you continually grow forward. Another dream that I have for the district is I would like to pursue district accreditation. That is high on my list of things to do right now. Many of the districts surrounding us already have district accreditation, and it just means that the district has, the whole district is accredited. Each of our individual schools are accredited now. We are fully accredited. But to go through district accreditation would just be an extra stamp to say Clayton County has done everything that any district has ever been asked to do and has done it successfully. in order to have district accreditation, it's going to mean that everybody gets involved. Just as Mr. Robbins just said, all of our stakeholders, our parents, our board, our superintendent, our staff, our teachers, our students, everybody involved in the mission and vision of this district, that we can take our students to where they can compete anywhere, anytime, any place, because they can.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are so thankful for your leadership. I hope the people in our community know just how valuable that leadership was. It was the two of you who were architects who took us through this process and led us to regaining our accreditation. So humbly, as an employee and as a person who has watched you work and been mentored by you, thank you very much, both of you.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. For approximately the next 10 months, the Clayton County Public School District was without accreditation. During the 2008-2009 school year, the district lost over 3,000 students, countless colleagues, and many community members and business partners.
The Clayton County School Board is so dysfunctional, there is no way the system can keep its accreditation. The two state liaisons wrote Governor Perdue saying the board is in so much chaos, they can't work with them any longer.
In my opinion, today they are in worse shape in terms of keeping their accreditation than they were in February.
I have not seen a remnant board this dysfunctional.
The worst has happened. Accreditation lost. Board members removed.
Something is wrong in Clayton County. First of all, having been warned 5 years ago, and then having had over 9 months to take corrective action, that you would have a board so insensitive to the things that need to be done. I'm absolutely appalled.
He says the association saw problems with the school itself, not just the board members.
The school system regained its accreditation. It's been 8 months since the district became the first in decades to lose accreditation.
But I think today, at least for the moment, they can celebrate, but they got a long journey ahead.
In June 2009, after visits from SACS investigators, the school district status was upgraded to probation. That probation was to last for 2 years. If the district was unsuccessful in addressing the 9 mandates, the district would have to reapply for accreditation, which would have taken a minimum of 3 years. So with a new board in place, it was time to step up to the challenges and fight for our kids. Joining me today are two of the phenomenal leaders who helped us through our accreditation crisis. With me, I have Dr. Pam Adamson, our current board chair. Thank you for joining me. And we also have our past board chair, Dr. Alika Anderson. Thank you for being here as well. Let's get right down to the questions. Now, you're newly elected to the board. The school system is in crisis. What do you do first?
Well, we had several things we had to do first. Accreditation, of course, was the overshadowing problem that we had to address. And then we had to find a full-time superintendent. We had an interim sort of a superintendent, and we had to hire a full-time superintendent. And then we were faced with budget crises. So we had a lot of stuff to work on.
Dr. Anderson?
I think that our board was dedicated, and I think that we wanted to make sure that we found not only the right superintendent, but we also focused on student achievement. We wanted to make sure that we moved our children forward, that we kept the high expectations and the high standards for Clayton County Public Schools up. So that was another thing that we looked at. We definitely wanted a great superintendent, but we wanted to make sure that we focused on our children.
What were your challenges, and we'll start with Dr. Anderson, what were your challenges as you led the district through this crisis?
Accreditation was always a challenge because we wanted to make sure that we met our 9 mandates, that we were doing what SACS asked us to do, and that we were cooperating together as a board. I think that is the main thing that we needed to focus on. And then again, finding a superintendent with the experience and expertise to run our district. So those were the main challenges that we had to focus, and making sure that we got back with our community, and making sure we had that, we brought that oneness back with the community and the board, and that trustworthiness with the community and the board.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Adams?
I agree with Dr. Anderson. Actually, one of the hardest things we had to face was the distrust in the community. They wanted a new board, but they weren't sure that we were any better. And so we had to rebuild that trust and that relationship with our constituents so that we could move forward, because it took all of us to regain accreditation.
Okay. Dr. Adamson, you talked about having to choose a superintendent. What were you looking for, and why did you choose Dr. Edmund T. Heatley?
We were looking for a person with extraordinary integrity, someone who could come in and make a difference in our school district without having any ties to the past or without owing anyone any favors or anything like that. Someone who was experienced, someone who loved children, who would be dedicated to our school system and could make a difference.
Dr. Anderson.
I think also we looked at him being a God-fearing man. That was one of the things that he definitely expressed in his interview. But I think what really led us to Dr. Heatley was when we interviewed Dr. Heatley had studied our district. He knew what was going on in this district. He could tell you who past superintendents were, who the people were that were currently working in our district. So he had done his homework. And I believe when someone does their homework and they come back and they speak with you and they can pass the test, that they really are someone that you can count on and know that they're going to do an extraordinary job in our district. So I think with him doing his homework and, having that fear of God and just being a great, that military background and that strongness in him, that is something that really led us to him as a board.
Dr. Anderson, where do you see CCPS going in the future?
I see Clayton County Public Schools doing great things. I see, I said that Dr. Adamson and the Clayton County Board of Education, we have set a precedence. So when our new board when the new board comes in after us, on down generation to generation, they will be able to come in and see what we have done, what we have gone through, and they will appreciate where we've come from. I see Clayton County being on the greatest school district in the world. I see us. I see people coming. I see Obama coming, I see Arnie Duncan coming, I see people coming to visit us and seeing the great things that we do. So I see us just setting a precedence and moving forward and being a great nationwide school district.
Dr. Adams.
Student achievement. We're already doing better. Our test scores that came back this spring in the area of writing were absolutely amazing. We're seeing gains on the CRCT, the Georgia High School graduation test already. And so we see our students being performing higher, but also being given more opportunities to excel in all different kinds of ways. I see a surge in the use of technology, technology authentically integrated in the classroom, so our students are using technology to do things that are meaningful, not just play games. So we'll improve in a lot of different areas like that.
Okay, let's personalize this a little bit, and we'll start with you, Dr. Adams. And then this is the last question. What do you want your legacy to be as a board member?
Oh my, I want people to think that I did the best that I could, that I was committed to the children and the employees of the school district, that my heart was a Clayton County heart, and that I worked really, really hard for the benefit of the children and for the employees to make this the very best school system that it possibly could be.
Dr. Anderson.
I also feel the same way. I want people to know that my heart was very much in this, that let people know that it is not about me. This was a spiritual journey. I don't know how I got here, but I'm happy that I am here and that I'm happy that I could serve the children of Clayton County. Dr. Hendrix, it has just been great working with the board. We've been through a lot, but one thing about you have to go through something to get somewhere. And if you don't go through anything, you don't go through those tough times, you just... I just words can't express of all that we've been through, but how fortunate we are to be where we're at. So, I just want my legacy to be people to know that it's not about me, but it's about the children, and I expect student achievement no matter what.
Thank you both. Not everybody could have stepped up to this challenge. It took special people and people who had a lot of skills and a lot of integrity and a lot of fortitude. And our community and our school district is very thankful for both of you. So thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Hendrix.
The coolest people I know are the faculty and staff of the Clayton County Public School District. Through the accreditation crisis, the furloughs, and the expectations of doing more with less, our dedicated employees have worked diligently to improve the academic success and ultimately the lives of our students. Improved standardized and writing test scores, greater operational efficiency, and greater financial accountability are examples of their professionalism. If rising to the occasion is truly the mark of a champion, this district has many. For your hard work and dedication, the faculty and staff of the Clayton County Public School District are the coolest people I know.